Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Before we begin this video, don't forget to give it a like. It truly encourages us to keep sharing beneficial content, inshallah. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our future videos on faith, spirituality, and Islamic reminders. Barakallahu feekum. May Allah bless you and enjoy the video. Many people don't realize that before a divinely destined relationship can come together, one or both individuals often go through a spiritual awakening. This process isn't always smooth. It can be uncomfortable, confusing, and even painful, but it is deeply necessary. When we say that your kingdom spouse is receiving a wake-up call, we're speaking of a moment where Allah is intervening in their life, nudging them, sometimes gently, sometimes forcefully, toward truth, self-awareness, and alignment with their purpose. This wake-up call is part of a greater spiritual preparation, where Allah begins to remove veils from their heart and open their soul to the reality of who they are meant to be and who they are meant to walk this journey with. This awakening can take many forms. For some, it may come through hardship. They may face a series of emotional setbacks, failed relationships, disappointments, or even spiritual crises that leave them questioning everything they once believed in or depended on. They may feel lost or broken, but this is where Allah's mercy enters. He uses the breaking to rebuild them into someone ready to love correctly, with sincerity, humility, and faith. The hardship, though painful, is never without purpose. It shakes them from sleep, from spiritual negligence, and redirects their gaze toward what truly matters: their relationship with their Creator and the person meant for them. Others may experience this wake-up call through a more subtle route, like a sudden desire for change, a restlessness in their soul, or recurring dreams and thoughts that push them toward introspection. Perhaps they've been avoiding commitment, running from responsibility, or drowning in worldly distractions. But now, something feels different. They no longer find joy in the things they used to chase. Their spirit begins to crave depth, meaning, and connection, especially the kind that honors Allah. This internal shift is not random. It is often a sign that their soul is being prepared to receive you, to recognize you, and to commit to you in a way that is rooted in divine intention. We often pray for our future spouse to be ready, to find us, choose us, and love us in a way that's pure and unwavering. But we forget that sometimes they are still on their journey of awakening. And this wake-up call they are receiving, it's part of the answer to your prayer. Allah is not ignoring your requests. He is working in the unseen, softening hearts, opening minds, and breaking down walls so that love can be built on a foundation of faith and sincerity. Your future spouse may not even know your name yet, but Allah does. And He is orchestrating their steps to eventually align with yours. It's important to understand that spiritual growth doesn't happen overnight. Your kingdom spouse might be going through battles you cannot see, battles with their ego, with bad habits, with past trauma, or even with their understanding of love and commitment. But in this season, Allah is placing people, moments, and reminders in their life to guide them back to Him. Whether through a meaningful conversation, an unexpected trial, or even loneliness, He is turning their heart in your direction. But first, He is turning it toward Himself, because no true love can flourish until it is rooted in love for the divine. There's also a sense of urgency in a wake-up call. It is as if Allah is telling them, now is the time. No more delaying, no more running, no more excuses. Their soul begins to recognize that something important is coming, that their purpose is tied to another, and that their current way of living must shift if they are to walk into the next chapter. They may start re-evaluating their friendships, their lifestyle, their goals. They may begin praying more, seeking knowledge, or simply becoming more aware of their spiritual state. These changes, though subtle at first, are all signs that Allah is pulling them closer to what's meant for them. And that includes you. And while you may not witness this transformation in real time, know that it is happening. Allah is Al-Latif, the most subtle. He works in ways that are hidden from the human eye, but never without precision. If you've been praying, waiting, and preparing for a relationship that is blessed and purposeful, then trust that Allah is doing the same work in the life of your future spouse. Their wake-up call is proof of that. It's a reminder that even when you feel forgotten, you are being remembered in the unseen. In moments of doubt, remember, Allah is not just preparing someone for you, He's also preparing you for someone. The process is mutual. As your kingdom spouse receives their wake-up call, you may be going through one as well. Your growth, your healing, your clarity, they all matter just as much. This is not just about finding the right person. It's about becoming the right person so that when the time comes, you recognize each other, not just through the eyes, but through the soul. So if you feel like nothing is moving, like your prayers are in vain, take heart. Behind the silence, there is movement. Behind the delay, there is divine design. Your kingdom spouse is awakening. Allah is working. And when the time is right, everything will make perfect sense. When Allah begins to confirm that someone is the one He has chosen for you, the signs are rarely loud or flashy. Instead, they are often subtle, deeply spiritual, and felt more than seen. This confirmation doesn't come through obsession or anxiety. It comes through clarity, peace, and a deepening of faith. When Allah is guiding you toward your kingdom spouse, the one destined for you by divine will, He begins to align circumstances, feelings, and internal convictions in ways that feel intentional, pure, and spiritually grounded. One of the first ways Allah confirms someone as the one is through a profound sense of inner peace. Even if everything is not yet perfect, even if there are still obstacles ahead, you will feel a calm assurance in your heart. It's not the kind of excitement that fades or gets shaken by every test. It's a quiet, steady knowing. The heart, when guided by Allah, knows. And this knowing isn't built on superficial attraction or external compatibility. It is rooted in the spiritual connection, in the sincerity of both hearts seeking Allah above all else. Another powerful way Allah confirms someone is through consistent signs. These signs can be spiritual or circumstantial. You might hear their name repeatedly, encounter reminders of them in unexpected ways, or receive wise counsel from others who see what you see. Sometimes the confirmation comes through dreams, not always in vivid, dramatic ways, but in peaceful encounters that leave a spiritual impact. These are not coincidences. They are Allah's way of nudging your soul and saying, "Pay attention." A key component of divine confirmation is the presence of ease in your communication and connection. This doesn't mean there will be no tests or misunderstandings, but there will be a sense of alignment. You feel spiritually safe with this person. You feel encouraged to grow in your deen, to pray more, to become more sincere. The relationship doesn't pull you away from Allah. It brings you closer to Him. That in itself is a divine sign. True love that is meant by Allah will always be anchored in spiritual growth, not in worldly attachment. It's also important to mention the role of Salat al-Istikhara, the prayer of guidance. When you sincerely ask Allah to guide you toward what is best and remove what is not, He does. But His answer doesn't always come in the form we expect. Sometimes, after praying istikhara, you might feel an increased sense of comfort and alignment with that person. Things may begin to flow, doors may open, and your heart becomes more settled. Other times, after praying, you may notice discomfort, doubts, or doors closing unexpectedly, even if you initially felt very drawn to them. That too is an answer. Allah's no is just as merciful as His yes. Another way Allah confirms that someone is the one is through your own growth. Sometimes your feelings for a person don't intensify through romance, but through recognition of purpose. You begin to see how your strengths and their strengths align, how your values mirror one another, and how your vision for life matches in a way that could serve something greater than just your personal happiness. You're not just looking at what they bring to you emotionally, but what kind of partnership you can build together for the sake of Allah. Divine confirmation is often tied to timing. There are moments when everything about a person seems right, but the season is wrong. And Allah, in His wisdom, may delay the connection, not as a rejection, but as protection. When the time is truly right, you will find that what once felt confusing or distant now feels possible. This is why patience is so crucial. The heart must be willing to wait for what is ordained. And when Allah confirms someone for you, He not only prepares the other person, He prepares you. He removes your doubts, strengthens your faith, and increases your clarity. One overlooked sign of divine confirmation is how you both respond to hardship. If this person is truly your kingdom spouse, the connection will not crumble when things get hard. In fact, challenges will bring you closer to Allah and closer to each other. You will find yourselves praying through the storms, not blaming each other or walking away easily. A relationship built on divine purpose does not fear tests, it grows through them. Also, the presence of spiritual protection is a sign. You may notice that your relationship stays guarded from fitna, temptation, gossip, or distractions. Allah puts a shield around what He is preserving. This could mean that you are kept apart until the time is right, or that your bond remains private, clean, and respectful. Your conscience stays clear because you're striving to do it the halal way. And that desire to honor Allah first is one of the most powerful confirmations that your heart is being led rightly. Lastly, remember that divine confirmation is not always accompanied by perfection. The one Allah has for you may not be flawless, but they will be sincere. They will be striving. And their love for you will be rooted in their love for Allah. When you see that their presence increases your peace, their words encourage your growth, and their intentions align with your purpose, then trust that you are not imagining things. Trust that Allah is showing you something real. So if you're in a season where you feel Allah confirming someone in your life, don't rush, but don't ignore it either. Stay prayerful, stay grounded, and most importantly, stay connected to the one who guides hearts. Because when Allah says someone is for you, nothing can prevent that union. Not time, not distance, not even your doubts. What is written will find you. And it will come with peace, clarity, and purpose that only Allah can provide. While you wait for your kingdom spouse to fully awaken and align with Allah's plan, your role in this season is not passive. This waiting period is not just about patience, it's about preparation. Allah doesn't delay something unless He is preparing you for what you asked for, or preparing what you asked for to match your growth. It's a sacred time where you're called to focus on your own spiritual, emotional, and personal development, so that when the right person arrives, you'll be ready to receive them with clarity, strength, and purpose. One of the most important things you can do during this time is to deepen your connection with Allah. Your future marriage is not just a relationship between two people. It is a spiritual covenant. That means the foundation must be Allah. You're not just asking for love, you're asking for something that will impact your faith, your future family, your emotional well-being, and your ability to fulfill your purpose. Use this time to build yourself from the inside out. Make a dua regularly. Talk to Allah about what you want in a spouse, but also ask Him to make you into the spouse that someone else is praying for. Many people think they're waiting on their future spouse, but the truth is, sometimes Allah is waiting on them to become who they're meant to be. Ask yourself, are you emotionally available? Are you healed from past wounds or still carrying fears that could sabotage future love? Are you able to communicate with kindness, to forgive, to listen, to trust? These are all things that you can work on now, before anyone shows up. This is a season of becoming, not just longing. Tawakkul, placing your trust in Allah, is essential in this stage. It doesn't mean being passive. It means doing your part, believing the outcome to the one who knows all things. If you try to force the process, you may enter a relationship that looks right on the outside, but is misaligned spiritually. Tawakkul keeps you grounded. It keeps your heart calm when things are unclear and helps you avoid settling for someone just because you're tired of waiting. This season is also a time to clarify your values and intentions. What kind of marriage do you truly want? What does a kingdom marriage mean to you? What will you prioritize? Faith, purpose, communication, emotional safety. Having a clear vision now will help you recognize the right person later and avoid unnecessary heartbreak. Lastly, use this time to cultivate joy and fulfillment within yourself. Don't put your life on hold for someone else. Start that business, take that course, travel, serve your community. Become a whole person, not someone waiting to be completed. The right spouse will not complete you, they will complement you. This period may feel slow, but it is sacred. Trust that Allah sees your effort, hears your du'as, and is preparing something greater than you imagined. Your job is to stay faithful, stay focused, and prepare your heart for what you've been praying for. When Allah brings together two souls that are destined for one another, it is not a random meeting. It is a divine alignment. What seemed like delay, silence, or even rejection in previous seasons suddenly makes sense. The timing, the growth, the lessons. Everything fits into place, like puzzle pieces that were always meant to connect. When Allah unites two hearts that have been prepared by faith, purified by trials, and matured through patience, the union carries a kind of peace and purpose that can't be explained by logic alone. This type of union isn't based solely on emotions or attraction. It's built on a shared foundation of intention, values, and submission to Allah's will. When two people are spiritually aligned, their love is deeper than romantic feelings. It's a partnership rooted in mercy, trust, and divine purpose. The Quran describes marriage as a source of tranquility, love, and mercy. Surah Ar-Rum 30:21. When Allah is the one who writes and orchestrates the connection, these qualities are not just aspirations. They become the reality of the relationship. One of the most beautiful aspects of a God-ordained union is how natural it feels. Not because everything is perfect, but because the souls recognize each other. There's a spiritual familiarity, as if you have met before, not in this life, but in the realm of souls. Conversations flow with ease. Understanding comes without forcing. The relationship doesn't feel like a battlefield. It feels like a shelter. You feel safe, seen, and spiritually alive. Another sign of divine timing is that both individuals have gone through their own journeys of refinement before meeting. They've had to let go of past attachments, face their inner wounds, and deepen their connection with Allah. This preparation ensures that they're not entering the relationship out of neediness or brokenness, but from a place of wholeness and sincerity. Allah doesn't unite two people just so they can enjoy each other. He unites them so they can help each other grow, fulfill their purpose, and build something that pleases Him. In such a union, love is not blind. It's clear, conscious, and accountable. You love each other not just for who you are, but for who you help each other become. You remind each other of Jannah. You push each other toward better character, greater patience, and deeper worship. You are partners in both this life and the next. And when challenges come, because they will, you don't run from each other. You run to Allah together. Your relationship becomes a place of healing, not harm, a place where growth is nurtured, not stifled. This is what it means when Allah writes two souls for each other. So if you're still waiting, trust the process. Allah's timing is never wrong. And when He brings your soulmate into your life, it will come with clarity, with peace, and with purpose, not chaos or confusion. What is meant for you will arrive in the most beautiful and divinely orchestrated way. May Allah bless you and guide you to a life filled with mercy, love, and tranquility.